Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the recap of the Royal Rumble. Let the road to WrestleMania begin. I am Michael Flecha with Anthony Florio, Michael Bullock. What a historic night this was from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas. And ladies and gentlemen, after what we've witnessed tonight, this is probably going to be the wildest ride on the road to WrestleMania than we've had in a very long time. With a Royal Rumble that was so wide open, we had no idea how this was going to play out. However, one thing is for sure, I think the path has gotten a lot more clearer, or it might have gotten even more murkier, depending on what side of the fence you're on. But let's get right into it. Normally, we don't really talk about pre-show fights, but I got a feeling that this is probably going to be addressed. So, with that said, I'm just going to give you the heads up right now. I will be unable to review anything except the Royal Rumble match, because other than that, I missed the entire show. However, I will give you my thoughts about the Rumble when we get there. So first off, the first pre-show fight of the night we had was basically a 6-women tag on the SmackDown end, and it was Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella, and Naomi versus Natalya, Mickie James, and the SmackDown Women's Champion, Alexa Bliss. The winner of the match was Nikki Bella, Becky Lynch, and Naomi, as it was Naomi getting the victory on Alexa Bliss thanks to the rear view. Anthony Florio, why don't you take this one for a spin? Give me your thoughts about this match.
Solid 2.5 stars. As much as I would have showcased the returning Mickie James there, they do have Elimination Chamber coming up in 2 weeks, so I assume they're building up Naomi as Alexa Bliss's challenger for the SmackDown Women's Championship for that show, although I'm still holding out hope that we get a SmackDown Women's Elimination Chamber. So, solid 2.5 stars. That's all I can say on that. So, Michael Bullock, come on in. Let's get your thoughts on this first pre-show match.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 2.5 stars as well. I thought it was a fine match for what it was. I mean, in the time amount that it did get, but how about Naomi pinning the SmackDown Live Women's Champion Alexa Bliss? I mean, I think somewhere down the road, I think Naomi. I think we're looking at the new #1 contender for the SmackDown Women's Championship in Naomi.
I agree. I think she is now more than ever.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you pin the SmackDown Women's Champion, you gotta be considered as the #1 contender, and that's what I think. And when is it gonna happen? I really do not know, but we'll just wait and find out as we continue down, as you said, the path or the road to WrestleMania 33. So 2.5 stars. So Dee Woodson, come on in.
Unfortunately, Dee Woodson just posted something for me, Bullock. She cannot review the pre-show. That means she's completely out of at least the pre-show. We'll get her back in once we get into the main card of the Royal Rumble.
All right, so I guess we just move on.
All right, and we do. The next fight of the night was for the Raw Tag Team Championship. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows gets an opportunity as they go up against the reigning champion, Cesaro and Sheamus. Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the bout and the new Raw Tag Team Champions of the world, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, the Club reigns supreme. This has been, I think, a lot of fans have been waiting for this. Michael Bullock, give me your thoughts. We got history made here tonight in San Antonio. New tag champions.
Yes, history was made on on the pre-show, and yeah, Gallows and Anderson are your new Raw Tag Team Champions, and yeah, I mean, I thought this was a good match for what it was. Yeah, I mean, from what I got here, it lasted about 10 minutes and 20 seconds, according to the 411 that I'm reading here. So I'm going to give it about another 2.5 stars is what I'm going to give it here. But yeah, I mean, and I believe a certain somebody here on the panel, I think got this one right. Yep, as you can tell by that laugh, it was Anthony Florio. When Florio and I did our preview, I was the one who said that Cesaro and Sheamus would retain, but Gallows and Anderson. Well, Florio went with Gallows and Anderson. I was gonna go there, but somehow I just had this little feeling that because these two have gotten opportunities so many times and they've blown it, I feel like I just don't see it happening. But man, I mean, congratulations to Gallows and Anderson, and as the crowd would probably say, you deserve it. So 2.5 stars. So Florio, you called this one right down the middle. I got to give you props, man.
Hey, I ain't the man who tells it like it is for nothing, you know. I ain't no Johnny come lately on the block, you know. But all I can say on that is well deserved. That's all I can say. I'm gonna tweak the rating on the women's match just a smidge. I'm actually gonna bump that up to 2 3/4 stars, and that's how I gotta go on with that. I mean, they had to move Becky Lynch away from the title scene due to all of the recent losses. So Naomi is the next babyface up, it appears. And I still think that there is a chance that the women get an Elimination Chamber match, which could work as they have mixed them more over the last week. And it was a very good match with the finishing sequence. And it kept the feuds rolling as Nikki wiped out Natalya, Becky took out Mickey, and Naomi picked up the big win in a pretty good match with a nice energy and purpose. Now, as far as this tag team title fight goes, I'm going to give it, I thought that this was another great match as the teams have developed a nice chemistry. The booking felt very backwards, as in that they still did a dirty finish, and the two refs ended up favoring the heels. It didn't really bother me or hurt the match, but it fell a little off. And I'm happy to see Gallows and Anderson finally win the titles. I mean, it's nice to see Gallows and Anderson finally get a tag title run. It's really the only thing that can help them mean something again after spinning their wheels for so long. So, about damn time. I mean, they were made to look like idiots, and I guess they finally realized that they're actually worth something. So, good. About time. No tag team on the Raw side deserved it more than these guys do. Hats off to them. I'm glad they got it. So hopefully now they get a good run with it. That's all I can say. And who's next? Who's gonna be? Well, we're obviously gonna get a rematch. Wouldn't surprise me if that goes down tomorrow night on Raw in Laredo, Texas. But we'll have to wait and find out. So 3 stars. That's my ratings. So nothing left for me to say. And out of all the pre-show fights, this was the pre-show fight. The best of the 3 pre-show fights, hands down. Let's move on, MF.
I think this is going to be the worst one. Nia Jax goes one-on-one with Becky Lynch, and I actually got to see this fight because I was on.
You said Becky Lynch.
Sasha Banks and Nia Jax one-on-one, and unfortunately, guys, Nia destroyed Sasha. 5 minutes and 10 seconds unofficially. This is according to Wikipedia, and. Do you want to get into this, or should we just say screw this and just jump into the main card?
Well,
your call.
Bullock can do what he wants, but as far as I'm concerned, I want to give a quick thought because this is Raw after all. I mean, because I am the Raw guy here. 1.5 stars. It was fine for what it was, which was to give Jax a dominating win over someone with a name. If rumors are true about a multi-woman title match at Mania, she needed a credible win. They played up that Banks may not have been ready to be back in the ring, and Jax was just bigger and stronger. It wasn't bad. It just came off flat. And it was the right finish, given that Jax has the monster image to protect. They probably could have done more to give Sasha an out with the knee injury. The broadcast team did a nice job on the recap of establishing that Sasha may have won the match had the injured knee not bothered her following the double knee press. So that's really all I can say on that. MF is absolutely right. It was the worst of the pre-show fights by a mile. 1.5 stars, and nice win for Nia. Definitely the biggest win of Nia's short WWE career. I think it's on to bigger and better things for this beautiful monster from San Diego. So I don't know if Bullock wants to get into it or we should just move on. It's your call.
Yeah, I'll just give it 1.5 star. I mean, stars is my rating. I mean, short, but yeah, I mean, it was just a dominating win for Nia Jax. I mean, Sasha Banks barely got any offense here. So yeah, so that's pretty much all I could say. So 1.5 stars. So now let's get to the main card.
You know what? Because I saw this fight, because I was on my little lunch break, so I was actually fortunate enough to see this match. I can put in my 2 cents here, and yeah, without a doubt, this was I could not believe how dominating Nia Jax was, and it really opens the door for her to make a big push, a big run for the title. We'll see what happens. But, I mean, this was an absolute dominating performance. Nothing more to say. Let's just leave it at that and just give me a slight moment here. Okay. First fight of the night, Royal Rumble, women's title on the line. Raw women's title on the line. Charlotte versus Bayley. Charlotte wins. Anthony, we're just going to reset the order, and we'll let you lead off again.
We're on Charlotte and Bayley, right?
Yep. First fight of the Royal Rumble.
All right. Yes, indeed. Charlotte Flair wins again. I'm not at all surprised. 13 minutes and 5 seconds. Enjoyable match with clunky moments. The finish felt like it came out of nowhere because the natural selection puts the opponent in a yoga position and it doesn't look painful. This one was an exception, though, as it looked like Bayley's head hit the mat on the replay. But nonetheless, though, solid 3 stars. Overall, good match, and it was a good one to kick off the show. Crowd was into it. Charlotte came off very good here as she continues to grow as a heel. The crowd was into Bayley's near falls and hope spots. They also had a good energy, and the crowd bought into some of Bayley's near falls. I thought the finish worked well with Charlotte tossing Bayley to the floor and hitting her finish on the apron to sell the hardest part of the ring gimmick. But Charlotte Flair, 16-0 in championship matches on pay-per-view. I got a feeling that streak will go to 17-0 when we get to the Raw pay-per-view Fastlane on March 5th. But I think that streak will end in one way or another. It will end sometime this year, but I think it's going to end at WrestleMania because that's when I think Bayley's going to get her moment in the sun, literally, because it will be in the sun, one of the sunshine capitals of the world in Orlando, Florida. So that's all I can say on that. Solid 3 stars. And by my calculation here, I just want to check my ratings here. Everything was amazing on this show tonight. Everything was amazing. And by default, even though this was a good match, it's by default the worst fight of the night because, and you notice I said default, worst fight of the night because everything on this show was out of the box. So, and we're going to have a lot to say on that. So, solid 3 stars. Michael Bullock, I mean, I know how bad you wanted Bayley to win, but I'm sorry, man. I'm afraid I had this one again.
And once again, I end up with egg on my face. Yeah, I'm gonna say 3 stars as well. I mean, yeah, the match I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it, and yeah, I mean 16-0 for Charlotte at pay-per-views. I mean, yeah, and I agree. I think it's gonna end up being 17-0, depending on whoever she faces at Fastlane. But I do agree with Anthony. I think that it'll come to an end at WrestleMania, and it will be against Bayley, and she will finally get, that moment in the sun. So great effort by both women. So 3 stars. So, Dee Woodson, now we get you in.
Yeah. I was still coming home from work during the pre-show, so I totally missed the pre-show, but I'll give it 3 stars, and it was I say it was a pretty good match. I mean, I have nothing really bad to say about it, so I'll just let y'all move on.
All right, guys, and next up we had was the no disqualification match for the Universal Championship. It was Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns. Chris Jericho was to be suspended 15 to 20 feet in the air in a shark cage. The winner of the bout. And still the Universal Champion, Kevin Owens. The reason, what the bleep was this? Braun Strowman had to stick his nose where it didn't belong and cost Roman Reigns the chance at winning the title? Okay. You know what? When I heard this, I wanted it to go on the mother of all rants, and it is a TV-14 show, so I could actually say some stuff tonight, but I'm going to save my ammunition. Michael Bullock, you lead off.
Okay, what in tarnation is this? Really, I mean, the match was good, no doubt about it, but really, I mean, the match was so good, and they had to have Braun Strowman interfere in the match? No. I don't like it. I was very pissed off about the whole thing, and I'm sorry. And I know the match was about 23 minutes, but because of all this shenanigans and stuff that we got, thanks to Braun Strowman, I'm only going to give it 2.5 to 3 stars. That's how bad I'm punishing this match. I mean, once again, we were hoping that this would be a good, straight-up one-on-one match, and once again, it proved that Kevin Owens needed help from somebody to retain his Universal title. So, yeah, way to go, WWE. Way to rub it in our freaking noses here. And, you want to know why some of these Raws have been bad? This is a perfect prime example. You know what? I'm done. I'm done with this crap. I'm so disappointed with this. 2.5 to 3 stars is my rating. As a matter of fact, you know what? Screw the 3. I'm only giving it 2.5. Dee Woodson, it's yours. I'm done. I'm finished with this garbage.
I'll score it lower than you. I'll go 2.25 stars. I don't like the ending.
You mean 2.25?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm tired, guys. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. 2.25 stars. You said a lot about Kevin Owens winning with help, and I mean, even Jericho tossed down brass knuckles, and he couldn't do it with that. It took someone actually coming out to the ring for him to actually pull off a win. And I mean, Kevin Owens is better than that. He doesn't need all this crap that they're writing in for him. So, yeah, I'm done with it. I'm not, it's just classic WWE and classic writers just trying to find a stupid way to end a match. And sure enough, they found a stupid way to give us another ho-hum fight that's not worth 2 cents. So
yeah, it's probably Kevin Bucktooth Beaver Dunn.
Well, trust me, the writers are already on the list. So
yeah, I was just gonna say, to Kevin Bucktooth Beaver Dunn for putting another garbage WWE Universal title match finish like this. You know what happens when we get crap like this? You know what happens, Florio? You want to know what happens? Kevin Bucktooth Beaver Dunn, you just made the list.
Well, they made the list when they decided to put the tag team titles on the pre-show too. So I mean, it's just I, this whole thing tonight has just been so screwy of a Royal Rumble. I mean, Florio saying it's, real good Royal Rumble. In my opinion, I'm not going to, probably won't score it as high as he will. So I'll kind of give you that in advance. And Fletch, when it comes to the cruiserweights, I am not going to review that. So you can skip me on that. So it's yours, Florio.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. If this was a regulation match, Michael Bullock and D.D. Woodson, if this was a regulation match, I would have instantly agreed with you. But let's go over some facts here. Number one, what was this match? No disqualification. Let's get that out of the way first.
I get that, Florio, but really, Braun Strowman had to stick his nose in this match. I was hoping for, if we didn't get the interference, and then I would have given it a higher rating, but
well, Strowman didn't have any business being out there anyway.
What did Braun Strowman have to do with this?
Bullock, have you and I have been watching Raw for how many weeks now since we started doing our Raw chats? Haven't we seen the interaction between Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman over the last week?
I get that, but
have you ever heard of something SmackDown Live is known for that Raw's actually been getting better with lately? Storyline progression. That's what we had here. They're setting something up with Reigns and Strowman. There's no doubt about that. I think it's going to go down maybe at Fastlane. I was going to say WrestleMania, but after what we saw later in the night, I might have to rethink that. But I know you guys are going to give me heat for this, but I don't give a damn. I'm the man who tells it like it is, and I'm going to tell it like it is right here and right now. I know Michael Bullock and D.D. Woodson hated it, but I loved it. This was phenomenal. This, to me, was the second best fight of the night. There was one match that was actually better, and I think you might know where I'm going with that, and I'm sure we're all going to agree on that. Hopefully. If we don't, I'm gonna be shocked. But sue me if you want. I don't care. 4.5 stars.
What?
Going into the match, you knew that there would be smoke, mirrors, and shenanigans due to the stipulation.
Oh my God!
Wait! Everybody chill. Everybody chill. Everybody go to your neutral corners. Bullock, back off. Chill out. Let Florio have his say. Let him have his moment, and then I'll give you a chance to rebuttal. But back off. All right, Florio, it's all yours. Sorry about that interruption.
Thank you very much indeed, MF. Well, yeah, I knew Bullock wasn't going to like it. But so what? It's my opinion, and that's all there is to it. Watching the match as I did, as I was watching it live, I mean, it was unreal. I mean, you knew there were going to be smoke, mirrors, and shenanigans due to the stipulation. And there's nothing wrong with that because these two tore it up and delivered an amazing outing. Yes, I have been critical of the Reigns and Owens matches as much as you guys have. They have felt slow, lazy, and just lifeless most of the time. That thankfully changed here tonight. And they finally lived up to their potential and put on the match I knew they could. It had a great energy, a good pace, a sense of hatred and violence. I thought that they used the stipulation extremely well. Both guys worked like they desperately wanted to steal the show, and they delivered on the big-time spots. The Braun run-in likely sets up Roman, something with Roman down the road. With a clean finish, this would have been even better. But it's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. It was a really fun brawl. The hook for the match with Jericho being inside the shark cage, but the match was entertaining enough that it was easy to forget that he was even there for long stretches of the match. Strowman interfering sets up a match with Reigns. $1 million question. Is it a WrestleMania match or a Fastlane match? We'll see. I'm leaning more towards the latter on that one, especially after what we saw later in the night. I know Michael Bullock's ready to rip my head off. He's ready to bury me with an Undertaker shovel. Hey, there have been guys. I mean, Taker's wanted to bury guys with shovels for so many years, but one guy in particular who didn't let that happen to him was my man Bret the Hitman Hart, and I'm going on that right here and now. SummerSlam '97, baby. That's all there is to say about that. So, like it or not, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. If you want to debate me on it, go right ahead. I don't give a damn. It was 4.5 stars. I would have given it 5 if it had been a clean finish, but the match was amazing. Some of the spots were sick. I mean, Kevin Owens going through all those chairs. Whoa, sick spot right there. And then near fall after near fall. That crowd was red hot and into that match. They popped big when Strowman came out. And there were elements of Shakespearean drama in this match. And I've got the egg on my face because I thought Roman was going to win the title, but he didn't. So I'll credit. I know Bullock. I think Bullock went with Kevin Owens to retain, and I'm pretty sure MF did too. So I'll give you boys credit where credit is due on that. And hey, I'll take the egg, but damn it to hell, if it wasn't for one other match on this card, I would have gone in my inner JBL. But I'm going to save that for the other for the match I thought was just a smidgen better. So you know where I'm going with that, and I know we're all going to be in agreement on that particular bout. So criticize me if you want. I don't care. I know Michael Bullock's ready to come at me. I know Bullock's ready. I know Bullock's got his Undertaker shovel ready. And hey, we'll go Undertaker Bret Hart we'll rehash SummerSlam '97 again if we have to.
How apropos and how crazy is this? Because memory serves me right, I had to hold you back, Florio, a couple of years ago on NXT TakeOver because of the women's fight. After it was Bayley and Sasha, Michael Bullock gave it, I believe, 4.5 stars, and you jumped on him like salt on a peanut, and I had to hold you back. So it seems like it's a role reversal. All of a sudden, you're playing the role of Bullock. He's going off on a rager, and I got to hold you two back again. So you two little kitties, go to your corners and chill for a little bit. Bullock, if you want a rebuttal on Florio, this is the floor to do it. If you don't, then we'll just move on. Because I know you were
and the thing is, the thing was, with Jericho, you saw him toss down the brass nuts. It was supposed to, the cage is supposed to keep him from interfering.
Indeed.
Well, the thing, I'll even openly admit this. A lot of the times that shark cage does not really do its use. Look at the bars. Look at the way that it's designed. You can actually slip something through to get in it. If you remember, China at one year, when she was locked in a shark cage when Triple H and Owen Hart, she bented the bar. And that's how she was able to free herself out. Then she had a little help from the Road Dogg Jesse James, who got to the little cherry picker over there and was able to maneuver the cage all the way down to ground level so that she could interfere, which was a major no-no, but still, we can go with a lot of instances in that. I think the only time I could ever think of that that was just recent was Paul Ellering in NXT with the NXT fight, because if memory serves me right, Ellering did not interfere in that fight. He let the
Authors of Pain.
The Authors of Pain win.
Absolutely. So I get where Florio's coming from, but I definitely get where you are coming from, Bullock. You got every right to be pissed off, and you have every right. But I also see Florio's factor because A, it's a no DQ fight, anything goes. B, you think that the shark cage was implemented to keep Jericho out, but unfortunately, he got in, he threw the brass knucks down, but the referee can't do nothing about it. He can't DQ him, because it's a no DQ fight. Yes, sir.
So you both I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be right down the middle. Both men have valid arguments, and you both have a right to where you are rating this fight. Florio, you're absolutely right. This was a no DQ fight, and I'm going to get a chance to review it, and I'll get a chance to see it later on tonight, and I might be on your side, even though Bullock makes a valid point. What was the business of Braun Strowman interfering in that fight? Jericho should have been a non-factor in the fight, and he was. And there's a lot of negativity that came out of this fight. Even though, yes, it's storyline progression, this is one of the problems that Monday Night Raw has. Booked finishes. And that's one thing I think we all can agree on at that point.
Yeah, authority type shenanigans. Absolutely. That's what
exactly.
You don't get any of that nonsense on SmackDown Live.
No. All right,
Absolutely
guys.
Not.
All right, so let's just move on to the next fight of the night, which
Fletch, before we move on, I just want to apologize, of course, to Anthony for going off like that. I mean, this is not the way I am, but I just
you just had an emotion. I you know what, man? I don't apologize for nothing. That's the way I am. You know what? You were vocal about it. You were ticked off. You were angry. You had a right to be. No apologies.
It's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, this is nothing against Anthony.
No, and Florio said it. He didn't care. He was like, it was his opinion. He feels it was 4.5 stars. You feel it's 2.5 stars. Dee Dee went lower. She said 2. So, I mean, you guys are all entitled to your opinion. No apologies needed. If you felt that passionate about it, let it go. Let it free.
Oh, and I did.
That's why I said this is why I like my format when it is TV 14, because I kind of feel like when it's PG, you're kind of restricted. Where here, if you want to go, let's go. Let's drop.
If we were doing this on Anthony's channel, forget about it.
I'm just saying, if you guys feel that passionate enough about something, then let it go. Let it fly. This is like the hockey thing. You want to drop gloves, drop the gloves until somebody hits the ice. I'm gonna let you fight. That's how I feel. All right.
Let's let go of this and let's move on, Florio. I mean, Fletch. Sorry.
The Metropolitan Division. All right.
Yeah, all hail the Metropolitan Division winning the All-Star game today. And Wayne Simmons, big ups to you, the MVP. All right, now back to the Rumble. Next up, we had Adrian Neville versus Rich Swann for the Cruiserweight Championship of the World. The winner of the bout via submission and the new Cruiserweight Champion of the World, the man that gravity forgot, Adrian Neville. I called it. I said it. I wanted this. I believe this goes to... Oh, actually, Dee Dee Woodson says she's out. She's not doing this fight. So it boomerangs right back around, and it actually goes to you, Anthony. So you lead off.
Yes, indeed. And 3.25 stars is my rating. They worked a good match, but it felt flat due to the lack of crowd reaction, despite the content being good. It felt as if they were setting up to really tear it up down the stretch, but it just didn't happen. There was nothing technically wrong with it. It just needed some life from the crowd and a better closing stretch. It didn't help that they had to follow the awesomeness that was Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns' no disqualification Universal title match. Good match with without question, the right guy going over. The atmosphere was not very good as the crowd was pretty quiet, as is usually the case with cruiserweight matches in the WWE. The fans were responsive to some of the bigger moves, and I'm happy that WWE finally pulled the trigger on the Neville title win rather than holding off on it. I'm curious to see who he ends up facing at WrestleMania. So that's really all I can say on that. So right guy won, without a doubt. We all had this one, no doubt about it. You weren't the only one, MF. I mean, that's all I can say. I mean, I wish you would have saw the fight. I mean, I would have loved to have gotten your thoughts on it because, I mean, you've been as high on Neville as anybody, and you're a SmackDown guy. Go figure. So that's all I can say on that. So with that being said, 3.25 stars is my rating. By default, second worst fight of the night. So with that being said, Michael Bullock, your thoughts on this cruiserweight match? And hey, at least we all agreed on this one.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I thought this was a really good match. I'll say 3 to 3.25 stars is my rating. I mean, well done by both men, and yeah, I mean we all had Neville winning this, so yeah. So now I expect really big things for Neville now that he's the new cruiserweight champion. So yeah, so there's really nothing more to say. So 3 to 3.25 stars, and let's move on to our next match. And oh boy,
Oh, daddy.
we are going to have a whole hell of a lot of fun with this one.
You ain't just whistling Dixie, brother.
The WWE Championship on the line. The champion, AJ Styles, puts the title on the line against John Cena, the winner of the bout. And now, for the 16th time, the new WWE Champion, John Cena. He wins the title. He has tied the all-time record of Ric Flair. Michael Bullock, you lead off.
What else is there to say? Fight of the night, and without a shadow of a doubt, fight of the year up to this point. But you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna say it. Fight of the year. I don't care what we get the rest of the way. I mean, this was just freaking awesome. I mean, great job by both men. Counter after counter, Shakespearean drama at its absolute finest. And I mean, we even saw John Cena use Ric Flair's figure 4 leg lock, and we even saw AJ Styles use John Cena's own submission maneuver. I mean, we saw everything. I mean, both of these men certainly deserve a round of applause for putting on a damn good match. And you know what? I'm gonna actually gonna steal the phrase that somebody called the San Antonio Police Department, because these guys stole the show. And that is exactly what they did. They stole the show. Fight of the night. And to me, fight of the year. I don't care what happens the rest of the year, because that's how I was so into this match. This was just freaking awesome. 5 stars. Nothing else to say except D.D. Woodson. What do you have to say?
Oh, I'll definitely agree on the 5 stars. It was definitely the match of the night, and I mean, pinfall after pinfall for both of them, and high risk moves. And for me, I like both these guys, so this was not a real easy match to watch. But here you got them going into the Elimination Chamber, so it was definitely a better move to put it on John Cena going into this chamber match. And I'm expecting a good run for him now that he's back. But hey, I have nothing bad to say about this. It was an awesome match, and definitely worth rewatching or catching it if you haven't seen it yet, because it just this AJ's word's phenomenal. Well, this match was phenomenal. It was totally awesome. So it definitely made up for me for the matches that I didn't like or didn't watch and stuff. So yeah, it's definitely right up there at the top. So Florio, it's yours.
In the immortal words of the late great Gorilla Monsoon and Gorilla MF Michael Flecha, history was made in the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas tonight, and they did it again. 5-star classic, fight of the night, fight of the year, Shakespearean drama at its absolute finest. Did you expect anything less? come on. Did you really expect anything less from these two? They're the best thing going on SmackDown Live, and now I got to get into my liner notes here. This kicked all of the asses. They completely emptied the tank, and they hit each other with anything and everything, making this feel huge, like they were both desperate to have this title. The crowd was great. The near falls were great. And Cena's subtle facials showing his frustration and teasing possible heelish antics added so much to this. Styles was put over huge in defeat. He doesn't lose anything because he survived so much of Cena's best, kept coming, and almost won. They also played well off of their past matches with some great callback spots. These two guys have amazing chemistry, and I want to see more. Styles continues to show why many considered him one of the best for so long, delivering again. Also, Cena once again steps it up and delivers in the big match setting. I absolutely love this. Tremendous match with some unbelievably good near falls. It's a shame that Styles probably will not be in the title match at WrestleMania, even though we still have the Elimination Chamber to go. But hopefully he will get something good at come Mania. Meanwhile, I know there are fans who are going to grumble about John Cena winning the title just in time for WrestleMania, but I cannot say I have an issue with it. Let's see where it goes. Does this set up Cena against the winner of the Royal Rumble, or Samoa Joe, Shinsuke Nakamura, or, well, there are some cool possibilities. Again, though, he could also drop it at the Elimination Chamber, perhaps even right back to AJ Styles. Heck, I'd even take Cena versus Styles again at WrestleMania because they work so well together. That was a WrestleMania main event right there. And you remember on Friday night, I went down all the amazing, great WWE Championship matches in WrestleMania history. I mean, in Royal Rumble history. I'm sorry, I'm so excited about it. Let me just say it like this. I mean, from a hardcore standpoint, it's all about Triple H and Cactus Jack in the street fight in Madison Square Garden in 2000. From a technical standpoint, this was the greatest WWE Championship match in the history of the Royal Rumble, hands down. And I want to give a very special shout out to a young lady that I follow on YouTube, and I know MF does too. You know this baby girl as well as I do, MF. Luigi PS3. I want to give you a special shout out, darling, because I caught her reaction. She is the biggest John Cena fan there is. And I saw, and she did a live stream video tonight for the Royal Rumble, as she does for all the pay-per-views. And when John Cena won the title, let's just say she was bouncing around like Tigger, man. She was nuts. That is all I'm going to say. And what else is there for me to say except 5-star classic, fight of the night, fight of the year. This stole, and like any more words of JBL, and I'm going to do the impression. Somebody call the sheriff because these boys stole the show. How do you follow that, MF?
By saying it's time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to rumble. The Royal Rumble match. If you have not seen a Royal Rumble match, let me explain for it briefly. 2 men start the match. Every 2 minutes thereafter, another participant enters the ring according to the number they drew. And I actually heard they brought the tumbler back tonight, people. Not only that, but in the Rumble, elimination can occur at any time in the match when you get thrown over the top rope. Both feet must touch the floor. The last person standing in the ring will be declared the winner and will receive a world title match in the main event of WrestleMania 33 coming this April from the Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida, a.k.a. the Citrus Bowl. So, how did it go down? This is how it played out. The number 1 and number 2 entrants in the Royal Rumble were both from Monday Night Raw. Big Cass and Chris Jericho. Number 3, Kalisto. Number 4, Mojo Rawley. Number 5, Cruiserweight star Jack Gallagher. Number 6, Mark Henry. Number 7, Braun Strowman. Number 8, Sami Zayn. Number 9, Big Show. Number 10, a big surprise from NXT, the Perfect 10, Ty Dillinger. Number 11 was James Ellsworth from SmackDown. Number 12, Dean Ambrose, SmackDown. 13, Baron Corbin, SmackDown. 14, Kofi Kingston, member of the New Day, Monday Night Raw. Number 15, The Miz, representing SmackDown. Number 16, Sheamus. Number 17, Big E. Number 18, Rusev. Number 19, Cesaro. Number 20, Xavier Woods, all from Monday Night Raw. Then a big wave of SmackDown guys came after this. 21, Bray Wyatt. 22, Apollo Crews. 23, Randy Orton. 24, Dolph Ziggler. 25, Luke Harper. 26, Brock Lesnar. 27, Enzo Amore. 28 was Goldberg. 29 was The Undertaker, which is Michael Bullock's favorite. And number 30, a shocking number 30, Roman. Now, the order of eliminations. The first to get thrown out was Jack Gallagher. He was eliminated by Mark Henry. Mojo Rawley, eliminated by Braun Strowman. Big Cass, eliminated by Braun Strowman. Note that it's going to become a trend. Kalisto, eliminated by Braun Strowman. Mark Henry, eliminated by Braun Strowman. The Big Show, eliminated by Braun Strowman. Then James Ellsworth, eliminated by Braun Strowman. Ty Dillinger, eliminated by Braun Strowman. Then Braun Strowman, his Wrath of Terror was eliminated after getting 7 men out. Braun Strowman got eliminated by the Lone Wolf Baron Corbin. Then Kofi Kingston was the 10th man to be eliminated. He was eliminated by it was basically a trio eliminations. It was Kofi eliminated, Xavier Woods, and Big E. The entire New Day was completely wiped out by Cesaro and Sheamus. Then, after that, Sheamus was eliminated by Chris Jericho. Cesaro got eliminated by Chris Jericho then. Apollo Crews was eliminated by Luke Harper. Then, Dean Ambrose was eliminated by Brock Lesnar. Then, number 17, Dolph Ziggler eliminated by Brock Lesnar. Enzo Amore eliminated by Brock Lesnar. Then Goldberg got Lesnar. Lesnar gets eliminated by Bill Goldberg, and that ended his run in the Royal Rumble. Then Goldberg eliminated Rusev in the 20th position. Then after that, it went Baron Corbin got eliminated by The Undertaker. That was number 21. Then Luke Harper eliminated by Goldberg. And then Goldberg gets eliminated by The Undertaker. That's right. The Undertaker takes out Goldberg. And I think we all were thinking in the back of our minds, uh-oh, I think Taker is going to win this. I think Bullock was probably getting excited at that point. The Miz eliminated by The Undertaker in the 24th spot. Sami Zayn eliminated by The Undertaker in the 25th spot. And then a shocker, and probably would send Michael Bullock into a frenzy. The Undertaker eliminated by Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns eliminates the dead man. And then The Undertaker eliminated by Roman Reigns. Then Roman Reigns eliminates Chris Jericho in the 27th spot. Roman Reigns eliminates Bray Wyatt in the 28th spot, which means it was down to 2. Randy Orton and Roman Reigns were the final 2 of the Royal Rumble. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the 2017 WWE Royal Rumble is the Viper, Randy Orton, the Legend Killer. He did it for the second time ever in his career. Randy Orton is going to WrestleMania. Feeling good right now. How you like that, huh? It is time, boys. It is nothing more to say. It is celebration. It all over the world. To all you Viper fans out there, one time. Dee Woodson, you lead off on the Royal Rumble, baby girl. What did you think about this amazing event?
Wow. Okay, how do we follow the pose? Yeah, I'll give it a 4 stars. There wasn't a lot of surprises for me in this Royal Rumble, other than some of the cruiserweight guys in there like Gallagher and Kalisto, but I pretty much kind of figured, once Brock Lesnar hit the ring that Goldberg was going to knock him out really quickly. But seeing some of these other guys being thrown out, I was kind of surprised with how the order went for them going out and the ones that did throw out some of these guys. But I know in our house we were yelling at them to. By the time they got to like 15, Miz coming in, we were yelling, "Please, somebody knock out Jericho," because he'd been in there since number 2, and we were just hollering at him. Then after a while, we were yelling at him to knock out Miz too. So, but it was a very good Rumble. This year, the shortest person to stay in the ring was Enzo, coming in and going out, and Ellsworth getting tricked to go into the ring by Ambrose. So, that was a couple of little fun highlights there. So, congratulations to Orton. Kevin brought up something to me earlier. I think he said it was Missy Hyatt that remembered a match or something in the past where Orton and Cena had a match that they would never fight each other again for the title. So we'll kind of see what happens with that. Whether they bring that back up or they just drop it. You never know, but this was definitely a good match. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. So, Anthony, it's yours.
I'm gonna up the ante just a little bit on that. Dee Woodson, 4.5 stars, teetering on 5. This was an amazing Royal Rumble match. I mean, this will definitely go down as one of the greatest Royal Rumble matches of all time. I mean, just the crowd reaction. I mean, some of the spots in this was amazing. I mean, there was that element of Shakespearean drama. I mean, I know there were folks there. I know there were a lot of those out there who had no interest in seeing Randy Orton win it once he was listed as the betting odds favorite. But I really give WWE credit for their use of Reigns here. They knew that Reigns was going to be the heel to this crowd and the masses, and they used him to make Orton's win feel like a big positive. They also set up a big showdown match with Reigns and Taker, with the key line being, "This is my yard now," from Reigns to Taker. Furthermore, they furthered the Lesnar and Goldberg saga perfectly by having Goldberg get the better of Lesnar again. Those were the key stories of the Rumble match, and they were well done. Fun Rumble match. I mean, it was mildly disappointing that we didn't have any major surprises in the Rumble match, but I'm happy that they didn't have wrestlers such as Samoa Joe or Shinsuke Nakamura enter the match if they weren't going to have them win. But I kind of wanted to see, a legend, a living legend or two in there. But, we got Gallagher in there in the cruiserweights. I mean, a lot of the dirt sheets were wrong. I mean, MF even said that there were going to be some guys from the UK tournament. That didn't happen, obviously. And You know, we got to see Gallagher, Dillinger being in as the perfect 10. I wasn't surprised by that. I kind of saw that coming, and yeah, the big names, they saved them for the end. I'm not at all surprised by that. I was, like I said, I mean, even though I give WWE kudos for how they use Roman, I was not honestly expecting Roman to be 30. When I saw Taker at 29, I was thinking it's got to be Finn Balor, because there were a lot of rumors running rampant about Finn Balor possibly being ready to go. And if it had been Finn Balor, then obviously Finn Balor was going to win it, but that didn't happen. But hey, Randy Orton wins it. It's his second time to go with his win in 09. I know Michael Flecha is a very happy man right now, as you saw by his RKO pose there. So, I mean, all I can say is it was a wild and crazy and fun Royal Rumble match. The commentary was spot on. Say what you want about Michael Cole, but I loved how Michael Cole went nuts when Goldberg eliminated Brock Lesnar. Cole absolutely lost his mind. I mean, I absolutely love it. So that's exactly what I mean. And I know MF would have done the same thing if we were doing it. So that's all I can say on that. What a Rumble. Lived up to the hype. Is it the greatest of all time? Not quite. I still think it's 92, but it definitely ranks up there as one of the greatest of all time, though. One of the greatest, absolutely. 4.5, teetering on 5 stars. What else is there to say except Michael Bullock? How do you follow that?
4.5 stars. I mean, this was a great Royal Rumble match, and yeah, I mean, we didn't get real surprises. I mean, no surprise, of course. Ty Dillinger came in at number 10 because he is the perfect 10. But man, what about that moment when the Undertaker he was in there and him and Goldberg were looking eye to eye? I mean, I literally had chills running up and down my spine. I mean, the face of the WWE and the face of WCW staring each other, and in the end, the Undertaker got the best of Bill Goldberg by eliminating him. But man, Roman Reigns eliminating the Undertaker, and he basically told the dead man, "This is my yard now," and you know what that spells. WrestleMania, it's going to be the Undertaker and Roman Reigns. No doubt about it in my mind. So, yeah, so there's really nothing more to say. You guys pretty much touched on it. So, 4.5. So, let's let's just move on, Fletch.
MF has to give his thought because MF said he saw the Rumble.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, your thoughts.
I can't wait to hear what he has to say.
I have to say I'm at a loss for words right now. I never, ever, I don't think it ever crossed my mind that Randy Orton was going to win the Royal Rumble. I don't know why. I just, and you know I'm an Orton mark. You know I'm big on him. To hear that he was the betting line favorite going in, I was even thrown for that. But it unbelievable because if you really looked at it, it was really by spurts. First, you had Braun Strowman, and he started tossing people left and right and tossing them out of the Rumble. And you're like, oh my God, is anybody going to get him? And then Baron Corbin, of all people, was the one that get him out. So you're like, wow, all right, so maybe Corbin makes a big run here. This is where Corbin can do it. Then you had Cesaro and Sheamus. They went into a tear, eliminating all 3 members of the New Day. So you're thinking, all right, so maybe they're going to do it. It was really a bunch of streaks. Then Lesnar showed up. He started getting into a rage, started tossing people left and right. Then you had Goldberg come out after he gets Lesnar out, and then he goes on a tear. Taker comes out. He goes on a tear, starts eliminating people left and right. It was like when you have one big name eliminating another big name, you kind of feel like, okay, there's the pecking order. Then Roman Reigns does the ultimate heel move, eliminates Taker, which probably sent Bullock into a pissed off rage. He was probably, and I know. As is
everyone else in the IWC.
Yeah, they were probably saying, Roman Reigns, you son of a bitch, I can't believe you just eliminated the Undertaker. But you did. But look how it ended. Of all people, Randy Orton got Roman Reigns because honestly, once Roman showed up at number 30, I'm like, oh, I think I know how this is going to play out. Roman is going to win the Royal Rumble. And he almost got there, but he went for the Superman punch. No, I think he was going for a spear and then got caught with an RKO out of nowhere. He got hit with an RKO, clothesline over the top. Good night. Game over. Drive home safely. Cue the pyrotechnics. Orton pointing at the WrestleMania sign because he's heading to WrestleMania and the main event in Orlando. And oh my God, I can't believe it. My boy did it again. I'm going to get a lot of heat for this. I know deep down inside, Megan Silva is probably going to be like, really, Mike? You're happy that Orton won? She can't stand him, and I love it. I love when I can drill that down one more time. But there's nothing more to say, man. The Legend Killer, the Apex Predator, the Viper wins the Royal Rumble. He's going to WrestleMania, and he's fighting for the WWE title. It's guaranteed now. He can sit back like a Cheshire cat and just wait to see who it's going to be. Man alive, what a performance, man. What a performance. Nothing more to say. Great way to close the Royal Rumble. I can't give a full review because I gotta go back and watch the rest of it. But until then, if anybody else wants to jump in, please, the floor is yours. Give me your thoughts about this year's Royal Rumble. How did it stack up?
I'll start it off. This is overall review now, right? Okay. So I just wanted to be sure this is the overall review here. 7 3/4 to 8 out of 10. Overall, this was a hell of a show with a fun Rumble match and an awesome Styles versus Cena match. Like I said, it was mildly disappointing that we didn't have any major surprises in the Rumble match. But I am happy that they didn't have, big names such as Samoa Joe or Shinsuke Nakamura enter the bout if they weren't going to have them win. And overall, I love this 2017 Royal Rumble. There was a ton of good stuff as well as 2 must-see matches in Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens, and of course AJ Styles and John Cena. It was a strong in-ring show, and I like that the WrestleMania picture isn't quite that crystal clear yet. Now, as far as some things that have come out of this, Randy Orton wins the Royal Rumble. I've got a very interesting scenario that immediately came to my mind when Randy Orton won this Royal Rumble tonight. We got a SmackDown Live pay-per-view coming up in 2 weeks. It's called the Elimination Chamber. John Cena is going to be defending the title in that thing. You got to believe AJ Styles is going to be in that match. I'm not sure who the other guys are going to be. Maybe they put Ziggler in there. Maybe they put Miz in there. I mean, I don't know who the other couple of guys are going to be, but there's one name that we need to watch for in that match if he's in it, and I think he will be. Bray Wyatt. Watch out for Bray Wyatt. I'm already calling it. When it comes to it, look what's been going on SmackDown Live with the Wyatt family. With Randy Orton, with the tension with Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, and Luke Harper. There's really nothing left for me to say on that except this. Orton's won the Rumble. Orton's going to be in Mania. He's going to be challenging for the WWE Championship. It ain't going to be John Cena. I'm calling it right here and now. You heard it here first. John Cena's going to drop the belt in the chamber in 2 weeks. And who's going to win the title in 2 weeks at the Elimination Chamber, setting up a WrestleMania showdown with Orton? The Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt. I'm calling it right here, right now, on this Royal Rumble recap show tonight. Book it. That's all I can say on that. We know that's what's going to happen at the chamber. We know we're also going to get. I'm still holding out hope we're going to get a women's chamber match. I'm still holding out hope. I believe it in my heart of hearts that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be a straight up one-on-one with Bliss and Naomi. I really don't think so. I want to see the girls in that chamber match. Hey, they put them in Hell in a Cell, put them in the chamber. That's all I can say on that. And as far as what I think is going to happen at WrestleMania, we've already got 3 matches locked in. We know it's going to be Bill Goldberg against Brock Lesnar. We know it's going to be Triple H against Seth Rollins. and we know it's going to be the big show against Shaquille O'Neal in the Celebrity tie-in match. Here's what I think is going to go down at Mania. Roman Reigns against The Undertaker. That's a given. Randy Orton's going to challenge for the WWE Championship. It ain't going to be John Cena. It's going to be Bray Wyatt. That's how I feel about that. Because John Cena at WrestleMania is going to be fighting the big money man from SoCal, Samoa Joe, in a dream match. Book that for WrestleMania. I think we're going to see something with the Intercontinental Championship. I think that's going to be in the ladder match again. And I think we're also going to get Charlotte, Bayley, Sasha Banks, Nia Jax, a 4-way for the Raw Women's Championship. I don't know about the other bouts quite yet, but that's just how I see it, everything playing it out. And like I said, before I give it to Michael Bullock for the final time, my overall rating, 7 3/4 to 8 out of 10. Great Rumble event. It lived up to all the hype. Recommendations, I recommend everything. Nothing on this show was remotely bad. That's all I can say on that. Go out of your way and watch this Rumble if you haven't. That's all I can say. And like I said, before I throw it to Bullock for the overall review, or whoever wants it next for that matter, you heard it here first. I'm going to say it one more time. 2 weeks at the Elimination Chamber, John Cena is going to lose the WWE Championship, and your new champion is going to be Bray Wyatt. Book it. Bullock, how do you follow that?
I don't even know how the hell I'm going to follow that, but yeah, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 as well. I mean, I thought this was a good Rumble match, Rumble pay-per-view, so certainly a great way to kick off the road to WrestleMania. So yeah, now we got the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view coming up in a couple of weeks, and then Fastlane, and yeah, so there's really nothing more to say. I mean, Florio pretty much touched on everything, so 8 out of 10. D.D. Woodson, what do you say?
I'm going a little bit lower and saying 7 out of 10. Only because there were a couple matches that I just was not real super impressed with. Yeah, Florio had some points on the KO and Reigns match, but still, even though it was storyline progression, it's still, to me, it just didn't quite make sense to have Corbin in the match, coming out in the match, and you could almost expect Jericho to find a way, even from that shark cage, to interfere. I mean, to me, it was just one of those predictable kind of matches, and I just, I'm not going to hash a whole lot on it and bring it all back up, but that, for me, that it was still a low match, and I didn't even rate the cruiserweights, but they may have one good match here and there, but I still haven't seen a lot with that division in a whole that impresses me, and I still think they should have either put them on SmackDown or left them as their own show, because putting them in on Raw, they're just getting buried, and a lot of people just doesn't care about it because it's buried into a show that is already overloaded and already overbooked, and really doesn't even need to be 3 hours of a show. But you still have the highlights of Bayley and Charlotte, and of course the 5-star classic with AJ and Cena, and even the Rumble being the way it was. I mean, you still had some very good matches, but there was still so many low points in it that, for me, that I can't go any higher than that. So, like I said, I knew the guys wouldn't agree with me on it, but hey, I'm I'm one of these that's been watching even longer than these guys, so nothing with wrestling surprises me much anymore. So I'm going to toss it back to whoever's next.
No, that's it. We go home. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night is Ridiculously Raw at 11 p.m. Eastern. Immediately following Monday Night Raw, Anthony Florio will be hosting, and we will have the fallout on the Raw side of the Royal Rumble and let the road to WrestleMania continue. And then 205 Live and a recap of TNA as well. And on Tuesday night is another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk. It'll be SmackDown. We're going to have some Ring of Honor stuff. And I also got some results from the RWA Night of Appreciation. Champions crowned galore. You're going to want to hear this. And a major announcement for the RWA, a new possible home for them coming very soon. But I won't give full details yet, but I've heard rumors that they might have found a spot to call their new chop shop. Where is it? You're just going to have to find out soon enough. So until then, for Dee Woodson, for Michael Bullock, for Anthony Florio, I'm Michael Flecha. Thank you so much for watching this. Like it, share it with all your friends on social media. And, of course, well, Friday we're going to do the Super Bowl. Yep, Super Bowl 51. So, but we're a wrestling show. We'll worry about that on another night. Until then, have a good night, everybody. Jose and Pounds, we're out. So long for now.